Hey there, YouTube. I'm back after 7 whole years or 8 years of just completely being gone and not around. I'm finally back, and get used to it because this is going to be my creative outlet. I have lost everything pretty much, y'all. What we see around me is what I have left. In the past year, I've had wow, the past year has been great, crazy, but even the past 5 months, I've had my heart shattered completely, can't find work. So here I am talking to you guys, and if you are also a tech guy, what's a tech guy? Coder, graphics guy, any type of technical person at a company, and if you can't find work, then hi, I'm right here. I'm the same way. I can't find work. So let's talk about it. Let's see what happened in the past 3 years and where we are, and let's have a little bit of a positive outlook to the future. I know this video is going to be mostly rambling. This is my third take, and it's going to freaking stay, okay? Okay, so anyway, let's frame up the situation. Who the hell am I? I'm Victor Savell. I've been doing animation and video for the past 14 years, coming on to 15 now. There's been a couple gaps here and there, right? But I've run my company for 10 years. I've had a lot of clients of various sizes. I've done a lot of different type of work, from weddings, just filming weddings, to like corporate events, animation I just worked with Department of Transportation here in Texas, and all these call for different types of either I just do a visual effects. I did one for a short film that's on the festival circuit. So there's a lot of different variety of graphics that I do, and video. When you work for your own company, you always have bosses, and every client is your boss, right? And there's just so much work involved in not just working on the current project, but also securing the next client and talking with them and, scheduling and everything. It's really difficult by myself. So I started looking out there, and I went on ZipRecruiter and Indeed and LinkedIn, and I've been applying to anything and everything that comes up. So I'm applying for 3D artist, modeler, environment artist, technical artist, 3D generalist, visual effects, CGI, a whole bunch of, it's a pretty wide net, right? Also video editing, camera operator. And I did not discriminate. I'm just sending the resume, which I've sent to a bunch of my friends, and I've fixed it up, and it's beautiful and perfect, and over 350 applications. I've gotten back less than 10 that say thank you for applying, but we're not interested. The rest just kind of disappear into the ether, and I see these same job postings coming back. Like 2 weeks later, we'll have the same exact job by the same company being posted, and they never hire anybody, or they're fishing for resumes for the future, or I'm not sure. But I've even seen at Meta, I tried to look for positions, and I have a reference there, and they were looking for senior 3D artist, 25 years experience, and 3 full AAA games released with proof from start to finish. So you had to have worked on 3 AAA game releases from start to finish and 25 years experience. Who are you looking for, Meta? You're not supposed to put this on a job search. You just go and snipe somebody who's happily employed somewhere else, because there's maybe 5 people in the world that fit that criteria, and they're probably all working. So that's the dire situation, right? There's nobody hiring. And what's the reason for this? I know everybody's going to say this and this, AI, but I think there's 3 main factors, right? Right before the pandemic, there was a huge need for tech guys. And then during the pandemic, and when the pandemic started, all these companies realized we're all going to be sitting at home, locked down. So we're going to do what? Watch movies, play video games. So interactive applications went through the roof. Everybody started working on that. I had one of my best jobs at a startup where I worked my butt off. Absolutely. And it was great. It was great. Good money, a lot of work, but really driven people. We believed in the product. We all wore like 17 different hats. Every day was exciting and new and different challenges. It was really cool, but those positions disappeared. Mark Zuckerberg started betting on the metaverse. Now we're not going to be Facebook anymore. We're going to be metaverse, and we're going to be Meta, right? I don't think this whole Web3 and the crypto thing also happened at the same time. That needed a bunch of people, coders and stuff, to start working on crypto scams. The pandemic hits, and this everybody's in high gear. Everybody is looking for more animators and more tech guys, visual artists, and of course the pandemic was over, and all those people need to just find another job, because that was not sustainable. The actual market wasn't that big. It was just a temporary situation. So everybody's getting let go, and we've seen record amount of firing and layoffs in every single technology related field now in the past 2-3 years. 500,000 people were laid off. We have a lot of very qualified, a lot of years of experience, people looking for work, and of course every company is going to hire the cream of the crop for the least amount of money. The pay rate has definitely plummeted. A couple years ago, it was like unheard of to work for less than like 50 an hour doing animation and stuff. Right now it's like 35 if you're lucky, 25 some people are trying to pay. So that went down because there's of course a lot of there's no demand. There's just a lot of supply, so the number's gonna go down. And the perfect storm, right? The last piece of the puzzle, AI, which I just call machine learning because it's not really AI, but just like tech always does, they jumped on their little hype cloud and they went into this stratosphere, and they've invested so many billions and billions of dollars, and now there's like a 2030 plan. They're building like new power stations, and they are like so fully invested into what they call AI that we can't really count on big tech. Big tech's just pretty much gone. So why am I saying this? There's really a point to this, because we can just get together, and I found some amazing channels on YouTube where people come together and they basically just cry about being laid off. There's also a lot of articles popping up that, hey, these tech guys, they need to come back down to earth now. Welcome to $25 an hour. There's like a lot of just anger towards those types of tech guys that worked at Google, and I totally get it, and I totally feel the same. When I see these people at Google, at like Google's offices, I always think Google first, because I've seen these. You've seen these on YouTube, on TV, whatever, when they do like a documentary or like a short little piece on like what it's like to work at Google. Those people they go in for 8 hours of work, and they actually get maybe 10 minutes of actual work done. They're either activists at work, or they're looking at how things are run. They're not actually doing any work. Then they have, daycare at work, full bar and Four Seasons buffet. That's insane. I know there's like, when there's a lot of demand, yeah, of course you want to take care of your workers. You really need them, right? But that's too much. That's way too much. And of course, a lot of kids saw this right before the pandemic, and it was time for them to go to college. And what are they going to choose? They're going to want to do tech. So the pandemic and big tech's machine learning dystopian just delusion, and then a whole bunch of kids hit the market right now. First thing, getting out of school, trying to get hired at animation studios. They have no experience. Meanwhile, on the field, in the same pool of workers, they have master's degrees guys and people that worked at Activision for 10 years, and they can't even find a job. So yeah, you're gonna be doing rideshare, buddy, and you're gonna be doing gig work, and you're gonna be door dashing and all this stuff, because sorry, you went to college to learn what you want to do, what your passion is, and then you have a job market that's completely on top of its head, and at the same time now you have probably a lot of debt. You have to pay off. So pretty messed up situation, but what can we do? So as I just said, you could just go into a ball and start crying and just let go and just feel like a victim. There's, certain comfort in that. I've done my share of that. And, you feel sad about what happens, but then you get up and you keep going. And here's another thing that I want you to realize. Yes, you and everyone else, if you're in tech and you're working and you can't get a job, you can't find a job, try to find something for the meanwhile, just so you're not homeless. But keep that going, and at the same time, start something on the side. Think about this. The big tech companies are basically a mixture of different types of people, right? You have on the top, the C-level, the executives, the business guys, the CEOs. They're, believe it or not, they do more than just go golfing and go on their yacht. They also kind of shift things around. They kind of look at numbers and make shareholders more money, right? They're running the actual business. They have no idea what's happening with their product. They can't build their own product, right? They have to hire tech guys, you and me, for that, right? So we have this golden opportunity. Big tech is up its own ass completely right now. Don't try to get hired at those firms. You're not going to have fun there anyway. I worked at Apple and it was the most miserable experience I've ever had. I would never, ever tell my worst enemy to go work at any of these big firms. You're not losing out. It doesn't look that great on the resume, so just forget it. Instead, just buckle down and work something every day when you get home from work. Put in 3 or 4 hours into a product that you'd like to make. Here's an example. You and a couple of your coder buddies and maybe a graphics guy, a UI guy, a web app guy, or whatever, get together, make an idea. Right now is the perfect golden time for this. Big tech is totally busy and not paying attention. Don't make something AI or something. Make a good product that people would like. And then on top of that, when you're done with it, don't release it for a subscription fee, because people are very tired of that as well, right? And also don't steal people's data and don't sell their data, right? And give them full ownership of their product, because these are things that people are very sick of. I'm sick of subscriptions. I'm sick of buying, let's say, a video game and then realizing that it's just a license and I never actually own anything, right? I'm sick of these things. I'm sick of these companies having me log in with my account and then selling all my data behind my back. So make an application or make something, a product or a service that's really good and at the same time doesn't do those things, and you're going to be successful. You can even buckle down and build it for a couple years. I know it's a big investment, but there are success stories out there. You are the tech people. You are the guys that built these products anyway. You don't need some big time executive telling you when to clock in and when to clock out. Yeah, things are going to be hard right now, but you're growing something and you're starting something, and every day you add a little bit to it. Add to it. You could still keep looking for work, right? That could always come through, but grow something on the side. Put a little bit of effort into it every day, every other day. Make a goal poster, make a goal so you could watch it, look at it every day. And that's one great way out. All these services are getting worse, right? Google's getting worse. Meta, the big 5 tech companies, everything is getting shitified and worse. So now is the time we create our own apps and the next generation of applications that don't do all these crazy things and don't steal your data and cost an arm and a leg and their creepy advertising dollars, and make something pure and good that people will like, and you will be successful. And I would like to be like, for example, my side project, what I'm working on is this, what you're watching. Every day I'm going to be working on it. Well, I have been, but every day I work on it a little bit more, and then I come out with a video, and this is my outlet, my creative outlet, and this is how I keep my sanity. And you could do the same. So that was my basic spiel. I think it made sense, right? Hopefully. This is one of many videos coming. There are also some really big productions that I've been working on for a year. There's one big one. There's a lot of animation being done with that, and it's gonna be a whole big piece. So some of these smaller videos I'm making right now, and if I met you in a ride share, then you might be watching that. I will be having some smaller videos of this type first before I release that bigger one. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully that made sense. Hang in there, keep positive, and things will change. All right, and thank you. Please subscribe, like, comment, blah, blah, all those things, and I'll see you in the next one.